Here in Toronto, you could go out and, play in the hockey game and maybe things not go well, but an hour and a half later in a restaurant, you're a movie star. And, you might forget that, your prime responsibility is to be the best you can and to win, and you accept it and don't realize that, maybe you should be home getting rest or doing things for the next night. So you have to create something, and you get back to the word culture, whatever way you want to define it. So you have to protect them from situations by educating them and doing it by example. And there are a lot of little things that you can do subtle that might not seem important to people, might seem petty to other people, but it's to get a team together.
It's October 7th, 2015, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are preparing to open their 99th season. With a host of new faces, the team hitting the ice this evening will be looking to establish a new identity, one forged around hard work and accountability. After 27 seasons with the New Jersey Devils, where he won 3 Stanley Cups, incoming Leafs GM Lou Lamoriello will be looking to revitalize a long-absent culture of winning in Toronto.
Well, I certainly had some knowledge about New Jersey prior to going there. I went into a team that had never made the playoffs, and Wayne Gretzky had just called Mickey Mouse. I think that what I did have in New Jersey when I got there was young players, for the most part, worked very hard, but really didn't know how to win. They didn't know that little fine line that separates winners and losers and the price you have to pay. The Toronto Maple Leafs should be the Yankees of professional hockey. This is Brendan's vision. This is Mike's vision, and I'd like to think that that's why I'm here. That's part of our job, which is to get people to believe in each other, to get a collection of individuals to want to work together to have success. I use the word often, culture, and before I talk about that, it's a word that's really overused but underdeveloped. And I think when you talk of culture, you talk of not only on the ice, but off the ice. And separate them. But they do go hand in hand, because the common denominator has to do with the makeup of the individuals as players or as people, their character, their integrity, and their belief in wanting to be a part of something.
It's a beautiful October night, and ambience abounds in Maple Leaf Square opening night in Toronto as the Leafs get set to entertain the Montreal Canadiens at the Air Canada Centre. The Leafs and Canadiens meet for the 729th time in the regular season.
Even though I was here last year, this year was with having my guys around me and having people that I really believed in. For me, it was almost this year, it felt like the beginning of a journey. I wasn't nervous so much as I was just excited.
The fans are here. The 48th Highlanders have been here for every home opener as well, dating back to 1931. The Leafs, just 1 year shy of its centennial birthday, get set to open up for the 99th occasion here now at the Air Canada Centre. The Highlanders will get it started, but the two teams will have the final say.
Every year has a little different feel to it, but this year I think guys are particularly excited just because a lot of the change.
They send a message what kind of hockey team they want to be, and we just need to prove it on the ice, you know, that we're going to be a hardworking team every night.
Please welcome to Air Canada Center, the 48 Highlanders.
There's going to be always pressure, no matter who you are or what position you're playing.
We're going to walk soon. Heads up.
But the one thing is that the management and coaching staff do want to look after their players and protect their players.
Fans haven't gotten the winning seasons in a long time, so they want to win. We want to win.
I don't know, but.
One thing I can say is when you are winning here, there's not a better place to be.
Seven shots for the new-look Toronto Maple Leafs, but they can only beat Carey Price once. And the Montreal Canadiens start the season with a victory in Toronto.
First off, you come to the game to win the game, you want to win the game. So there's no moral victories in the NHL. And so you either won or you lost. It's real simple that way. But obviously the process is there and they're trying. You come to the game and it doesn't matter first shift, last shift, what the score, you just come the next shift. You just keep coming. Just keep coming. You come in and you don't let the score or what went on last shift affect you. We still let it affect us. You got to win games. That's the bottom line.
Mike Babcock signing to me was ingenious of Brendan doing that. It's exactly what personally I felt was needed here. Somebody of his persistency and dedication. He's a driven person in a very positive way. His players follow what they feel. What they feel is a tremendous tenacity to succeed.
Everyone, and welcome to Motown for the 694th all-time meeting in the regular season between these storied rivals. And for head coach Mike Babcock, well, the official return behind this bench after spending 10 years just down the way coaching the Red Wings.
It'll be a lot of fun. I was down in Detroit last weekend and I went to see a guy get clothes from and walked across the street for breakfast with him, and 3 or 4 people yelled at me, "Go Wings!" So obviously, it's a big deal. I spent 10 years there. My kids grew up there. We averaged 106.4 points a year. We're a pretty good team.
The 12 days where I tried to make a decision was as much gut-wrenching anguish as I've ever had in my life. I don't recommend it to anyone. Since I've made that decision, I sleep real good. And I'm the coach of the Leafs. Let's go. The storyline tonight is the Red Wings play the Leafs in 2 original 6 franchise, one that's holding its rightful place and one that's trying to get back to where they should be. I look forward to the game.
It's a building that's rocking tonight, and it's probably a good thing that Mike Babcock was here last week for an exhibition game.
And also to get this over with early in the season so he can just move on and coach the Toronto Maple Leafs as he has said so often.
Different challenge for him tonight with his new team.
When the pressure's on, let's see how they react in a building like this.
There's a chance for Abdelkader. Larkin is with it. 2-on-1. Abdelkader scores! Hat-trick goal for Justin Abdelkader. 4-0 Red Wings.
the bottom line is they won the game. You came here for 2 points, and we didn't get that. So, I mean, that part's disappointing. The Leafs played the Red Wings today, and they won. It's, to me, it's that simple. See you guys. We'll see you. Michael, see you later. Yes, sir.
Since their loss at the Joe, the Leafs had begun to show the resilience Coach Babcock had been seeking. Despite falling behind 3-0 against the Ottawa Senators, they were able to work their way back, earning their first point of the season in a 5-4 shootout loss. Then, after a week of intense practice back home, the Leafs rallied again against the Blue Jackets in Columbus, potting 6, including 2 from Leo Komarov, to win 6-3. But for many fans, the game that really mattered was the one they had marked on their calendars on July 1st, when the team traded Phil Kessel to Pittsburgh. Nick Spaulding, one of the players in that deal, played a key role for the Leafs in the first 2 weeks of the season, inspired by wearing the jersey of the team he supported growing up.
It was just kind of shock, you know, you get a lot of mixed emotions, but then that fact that you're coming home and coming to a team you grew up cheering for is, it was exciting. It was hard to put into words at first, and I didn't really know what to say when I called to tell my family and stuff. I was a huge Leafs fan, so I was a Doug Gilmour fan. Later on, Matt Sundin was a player I like to watch a lot too. We got a good local presence. I think there's a lot of guys that are from close to here, and like Shanahan people. Toronto Maple Leafs means a lot to us local people, and it's cool to be a part of it and have a chance to play for them. The guys here obviously play against a player that they've played with for so many years. With Kessel there, I think they'll be all excited too. So it'll be a good game for us. Obviously, I'm not here to replace him because he's one of the elite special players in the league. So I want to be able to come in and do my thing and have an impact with the team. But obviously, at the same time, I don't have any expectation of myself to fill his role or something like that. So I don't try to focus on any of that sort of thing.
And right place number 81, Phil Kessel. And at center, your captain, number 87, Cindy
Trying to move forward, and that's the process we're in, is continue to get better, and we got to take the good things, and then we got to take the things that we need to work on and improve them. So that's our focus going forward.
We do lots of good things, but we can be better. We can get this team to win every night. I really believe that, and so we just got to keep working and keep making it hard on the other team. When you put your work boots on and you trust each other and you play hard, you got a chance.
Despite some impressive efforts, the next week saw the Leafs go a disappointing 0-3-1.
It is Halloween night, and the patrons have arrived properly attired. Tonight's game as well marks the initial return of Phil Kessel to Toronto.
His responsibility as a good pro. bring it every day, and when adversity hits, you dig in a little bit harder and you stay with your structure and you stick with the program. And I didn't think we gave our fans that tonight at all. Obviously, I'm disappointed in myself. I'm the coach. I'm supposed to be in charge and be steady on the rudder and give them guidance. To me, we didn't look like anything we practice or anything we're trying to do. So tonight was disappointing for me.
It was our worst game this season, and kind of we needed to refocus after that game, get back to competing and playing the way that we were in the first couple weeks. You know, we knew we needed to be a lot better, and we knew we were capable of a lot better.
Matt Hunwick's career seemed to have stalled when the Colorado Avalanche relegated him to the AHL in 2013. After fighting his way back, Hunwick was now wearing the A in Toronto and consistently in the top 3 on the team in minutes.
Well, I watched him play at Michigan, and then, you know, he was around the league. And so 1 year in the lockout, I was doing some altitude training at the same gym as Jack Johnson.
It's just one of those things. I think he came into the gym one day when we happened to be working out, and, you know, our paths crossed there.
I was so impressed with the commitment and the work ethic, and I said, you know, if we get a chance sometime and we got room for him, we should acquire him. He's a good pro. Now, I didn't know that he was going to be playing in our matchup pair against the other team's best players every single night. That's not what I envisioned. I envisioned a good human being who's a good pro, who would teach our guys how to be a good pro and live right and do things right. And in the end, he's off to a great start for us.
Conclude a 3-game road trip that saw them lose in a shootout in Washington Saturday, defeat the Dallas Stars in Big D on Tuesday, and here we are Thursday, time to take on the high-flying Nashville Predators. Jonathan Bernier is back in the lineup. He will serve as backup against the Predators while James Reimer gets the start.
Trying to snap a 3-game losing streak against the Predators. Joffrey Lupul looking for goal number 200 is on the right wing, and we are underway from Nashville.
He's feeling confident. The puck's not coming off him. He's got better rebound control.
And we'll head to a shootout here in Nashville tonight. We'll go 5 rounds deep. And Reimer just got enough of that. Leaked through wide of the post. Peter Holland comes off the bench looking for game winner. Got it! Holland scores, and the Leafs have won in
Nashville. That's part of our job, to create that confidence. Think back to your college days when you were studying for a test. If you studied and prepared, you went in comfortable in what you were doing. You felt you were going to do well. It's so different here. If you're a player who's prepared, you feel your coaching staff is prepared, you've been given all the support, you feel you're going to do well. You've got an edge. You have to believe that, and you have to trust each other to do that.
It's a really good attitude. I think people are coming in confident but humble. I think that there's it's a real authentic feeling to a lot of the guys and our culture right now. And I think as a player, I think that's what you look forward to. Just putting on your gear beside a guy that's got your back, that's going to fight for you and going to be honest.
It would be a long road back to enduring competitiveness for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But a system was in place, and the players were coming around. a culture was forming, one that prized work and accountability, and one that was slowly beginning to produce wins.
I think we've grown more comfortable with the system. Obviously, after the first few weeks, everyone knew what we were supposed to be doing, but it was still maybe a feeling out process on the ice. And now I think most stuff is pretty automatic, and it's a 5-man unit all the way up the ice, and that's how we want to play. And in the offensive zone, we've done a nice job lately in terms of our forwards cycling the puck, using the D, expanding the zone, and drawing penalties as well.
Spalling and Winnick at 16-13.
Renzo, you gotta have the song ready after we win. Yeah. Get in here and play it then. There's nothing for us to do. I know. Good boy, Dave. Good boy, Dave. Job.
Well, as far as what I'm most pleased with is the players collectively and how they have responded to the changes that have been here, whether they be on the ice or whether they be off the ice. And to me, that they've been thriving to get that type of an environment to have success. And secondly, the work ethic that they have put in, you know, independently and collectively, and how they've responded to Mike.
Next time on The Leaf.
I tried to get all my emotions out before the game so I could, you know, go in with a level head. I'm just trying to stay composed and play my game tonight. When everybody believes in you and you believe in yourself, good things happen.